Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Marina Ray, and we continue to review the textbook Construction Materials, Methods, and Techniques Building for a Sustainable Future. This video is about Chapter 2, and that is all about regulatory constraints, standards, and green building rating systems. So what we will learn in chapter 2 is the regulations specified by zoning ordinances. Then we'll get familiar with the International Building Code, or IBC, as well as the IRC, which is the International Residential Code. Also, we'll take a look at the function of the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA. Then we'll also take a look at the professional and trade organizations that are specific to the construction industry. Also, we'll take a look at the aspect of the global warming and climate change and how construction industry is actually affecting that. And we will take a look at the green building certification systems. So let's begin with the first subchapter, and that's the regulatory environment, and that's zoning and codes. And we know that there are a few authority having jurisdictions, or AHJs, and those are planning and zoning department. Those are building department that set the building codes, and also, there is a paragraph dedicated to the development of building codes. So please make sure that you get to the textbook, read that first, and then watch or listen to my videos, because this is critical important to see the graphics and the charts in the textbook. So also, there is some more information on the IBC and how it's organized and what content you can find in the chapters. And we know that some of the chapters are more frequently used. I don't want to say more important because they're all important, but some of the chapters are used more than others. For example, the occupancy classification and use is used quite frequently. Then the types of construction, then building area and height, as well as the means of egress and some of the engineering requirements as well. So the next subchapter is the ADA, or the Americans with Disabilities Act, or the Universal Design. Please make sure that you are familiar with all the dimensions that are required for the accessible design. Then there is a subchapter talking about a few standard development organizations, and I'll name a few of them, and you can read more in depth in the textbook. So those are the National Institute of Building Sciences, then the International Organization for Standardization, American National Standard Institute, then ASTM International, UL, or the Underwriters Lab, then the American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers, or ASHRAE, and then the National Association of Home Builders of the United States. Then there is a brief overview of the trade organizations that are working in the construction industry, and there are so many abbreviations, so you really need to be familiar with those so that you know what your colleagues or partners are talking about. And those are the American Concrete Institute, or ACI, then Portland Cement Association, or PCA, then the Masonry Institute of America, the American Institute of Steel Construction, American Wood Council, and so on. And the last two subchapters are dedicated to the sustainable design and green building rating systems. So when we talk about the sustainable construction and the certification, the most used system in the US as of today is LEED, which is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design by the USGBC, and that's the US Green Building Council, as well as the GBCI. And there are other green building rating systems, and they are used more in other countries, and those are those are Green Globes, those are National Green Building Program. Energy Star is for the appliances, and so on. So, and that was it for our chapter 2. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in chapter 3.